ever wonder what happens when you take a B58 and you cram it into an Infiniti G37? Yeah, well, me too. But since I'm too broke to actually pull this off in real life, we're doing the next best thing. Building the engine from scratch in Automation, and then swapping it into a G37 and Assetto Corsa. It's like virtual Frankensteining, but with fewer lawsuits. Buckle up, because this is about to get interesting. My name is Matt. I review cars and try to teach about them, and this is Rocket 5 Club.
B58, now the G37's complete. From the shop to the track, watch it fly with the boost turned up, reaching for the sky.
Let's talk about the Infiniti G37 IPL, a car that already packs a punch, but we're going to give it a power boost anyway. Stock, the G37 IPL is rocking 348 horsepower and 374 Newton meters of torque. It's not the fastest thing on the road, but it's still got some moves. The stock engine is a naturally aspirated 3.7 liter V6. The VQ37 VHR is pretty solid, but you know what they say, there's always room for improvement. And by improvement, I mean swapping in a beastly B58, because why not? Now, let's talk about the B58. This inline-6 turbo engine is a masterpiece of engineering, pushing out 381 horsepower and around 501 Newton meters of torque. It's like going from a decent burger to a gourmet steak. It's more powerful, more refined. Let's be honest, it probably has a better credit score than I do. But can it transform the G37 into a track monster? Or is it just a fancy paperweight? We're taking this freaking car to Magione, that place. The track might not be the Nürburgring, but don't let that fool you. It's twisty, it's technical, and it's ready to expose any flaws in our creation. The track's tight corners and short straights will test this car's balance, power delivery, and whether or not it can stay in one piece. My guess? The B58 is going to be a little quicker, but let's see if reality matches my wild expectations. Before we throw the B58 swapped G37 onto the track, let's take the stock version for a spin. My predictions? The B58 will shave off a few seconds, if it doesn't explode first. I'm using a Logitech G920 wheel for this experiment. Driving the stock G37, it's clear that the traction control is more of a helicopter parent than a helpful assistant. The car doesn't need it, but it's there anyway, just in case. Still, the G37 is surprisingly nimble and forgiving. It's like the car knows its limits and sticks to them, kind of like me with my budget. Well, maybe not. Now it's time for the main event, driving the B58 swapped G37. As soon as you hit the throttle, you can feel the difference. Power is instant and the torque is relentless. And the car? Well, let's just say that it's not as forgiving as it used to be. But here's the thing. This thing was actually slower than the G37. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard that right. Despite all the extra power, the B58 was slower. Why? Because while the engine got a massive upgrade, the brakes, suspension, and tires were still stock. It's like putting a jet engine on a bicycle. It's fast, sure, but it's not exactly safe or effective. In the stock G37, I turned off traction control as soon as I felt it holding me back. The car respected its own limits and let me push it just enough. But in the B58 G37, I found myself relying on traction control just to keep the car on the track. The power was there, but the rest of the car couldn't keep up with it. Going into corners, I wasn't slowing down fast enough. I was spinning tires like a wannabe drift king. But these are all things that are totally fixable with the right upgrades. But for now, the stock components just couldn't handle the heat. So let's talk lap times. Stock, the G37 managed a respectable 1 minute 32.7 seconds. With the B58, we clocked in at 1 minute and 33.5 seconds. Like I said earlier, more power doesn't actually mean better performance. Sometimes it just means more chaos. But hey, that's the fun of experimenting with engine swaps. It's all about finding the weak spots and figuring out how to fix them. Next time, we might just need to upgrade the brakes, suspension, and tires to get the full potential out of this build. So what should we build next? Let me know in the comments because I'm clearly running out of ideas or money. Probably both. If you enjoyed watching me struggle, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon because the only thing worse than my driving is missing out on more of this content. I'll catch you in the next one.